Good morning. So we are going to reread the story. The rain came down, and we're learning some new wondrous words today. Are y'all ready? Thumbs up if you're ready. Good. All right. So these are the words that we're learning today is cause and effect. All right. Say this word after me. Cause. Good. When you cause something, you make it happen. This man's untied shoelaces caused him to trip down the stairs. You see right there? Imagine you tripped on your shoelaces. Hold your elbow like this. Hold your elbow like this and say, "My untied shoelaces caused it." Say it. My untied shoelaces caused it. Hold your elbow, because that means your elbow hurts. All right, the next word we're learning is effect. Say this word after me, effect. An effect is what happens because something else happened before. The man's shoelaces caused him to trip. The effect was that he broke his arm. Imagine you're back home after a fall. Hold your arm like it's in a sling and say, "The effect was I broke my arm." Hold your arm up and say, "The effect is that I broke my arm." Good job. So this word is cause and this is effect. Good. All right. So while we read the story, the rain came down. I want you to listen for this question because at the end of the story, you're going to answer this question. How do the people's feelings change in the story? Why do they change? We'll talk about this after we read. So remember that question. How do the people's feelings change in the story? Why do they change? On Saturday morning, the rain came down. It made the chickens squawk. The cat yawled at the chicken and the dog barked at the cat. And still the rain came down. The man yelled at the dog and woke up the baby. "Stop all that yelling," shouted the man's wife. The dog barked louder and still the rain came down. I have a question. How do you think the man's wife feels and why? How do you think she feels right now? Do you think maybe she was a little bit upset or angry or mad because everyone is yelling and they woke up the sleeping baby? A policeman heard the noise and stopped to see what's wrong. His car was blocking traffic. And half a block away, the woman squirmed in the back of the taxi. "Hurry up or I'll miss my plane," she told the taxi driver. So he started honking his horn. The truck driver in front of him got mad and started honking back. "I have tomatoes to deliver," he shouted. The ice cream man heard the honking and turned up the music in his van. Jingle, jingle went his music. Slapper, slap went the windshield wipers. And still the rain came down. Look at the illustration. Can you tell me how these people feel? How do you think they feel? Do you think that they're happy or sad? Or maybe they're a little bit upset and angry. What do y'all think? You know what I think? I think that they are upset because they are stuck in traffic. The owner of the beauty parlor came out to see what's all the fuss about. She bumped into the barber coming out of his barbershop. They began to argue. Up on the ladder, the painter grumbled, "I can't paint in the rain." He started to climb down and bonk the barber on the head with a can of paint. Now all three of them were arguing. Next, the baker stepped out of his bakery. "My roof is leaking and my cakes are getting wet," he moaned. He opened up his umbrella and pointed the pizza man in the nose, so they joined in the bickering too. A boy ran by chasing a small boat down the stream in the gutter. He splashed a little girl and she began to cry, and still the rain came down. So, the boy splashed the little girl. That caused her to start crying. When you cause something, you make it happen. So because he splashed the water, the little girl began to cry. This is the cause. The grocery man stomped out onto the sidewalk and yelled, "Where's my delivery truck? I need my tomatoes." He ran into a lady coming out of the clothing store and knocked her boxes into the fruit stand. Oranges, apples, and lemons bounced down the sidewalk, and still the rain came down. So you see this picture? The grocer knocked the lady's boxes into the fruit stand. The effect was that the fruit fell out the boxes and bounced down the sidewalk. An effect is what happens because something else happened before. So, because the grocer bumped her, she dropped her boxes, and that caused all of this to fall down. So this is the effect of him bumping into her. The policeman walked back to his car. "What's all the ruckus about?" he asked. The whole block was honking, yelling, bickering, and barking. And then the rain stopped. And so did the noise. The sun came out. The air smelled fresh and sweet. Everything simmered. The rainbow stretched across the rooftops. "It's much too nice of a day to be arguing," said the baker. "I have cakes to bake, and I have pizzas to make," said the pizza man. "I could use a shave while the building dries," said the painter to the barber. Then they went inside. The policeman said, "Everything looks A-okay here to me," and then drove off in his car. The woman in the taxi decided she had time to get her hair done before her trip, so she went to the beauty parlor. So the lady with the boxes got into the taxi and went home. The trucker told the grocer, "I have your tomatoes." "Wonderful," said the grocer. "But first I have to pick up this fruit." The little girl and boy helped him, so he bought them ice cream cones. And the ice cream man gave it to them, an extra scoop because it was a nice day. Before, the little girl was crying and now she's not. How do you think she feels now? Why does she feel that way? So how do y'all think the little girl feels now? And why do you think she feels that way? I think she feels happy. And I think she feels happy because look what she has. Ice cream. Then the man, his wife, and their baby had a picnic together in the backyard while the dog, the cat, and the chickens slept in the warm afternoon sun. The end. So earlier I told you to think about this question. How do the people's feelings change in the story, and why do they change? So, can you tell me, how does the people's feelings change in the story? And why do you think they change? Maybe one, their feelings changed because they wasn't angry anymore. Everyone became happy when the sun came out. And then they started to help each other. So everyone decided to get into a better mood when they saw that the sun was coming out. How do you think the characters would feel if it weren't raining throughout the story? Do you still think that you think they'll be angry, or do you think they'll be happy because the sun was out? I think that they would have been happy if it was not raining at all in the story. Well, so talk about this with your parents, and I will be back tomorrow so we can show all our friends our little clouds that we made, and y'all can show me and we can talk about it, okay? So see y'all tomorrow on Zoom at 10 a.m. Bye.